Yes. Represent Radio. My guest is here. She's been here for quite some time, actually. She does hold a record for the earliest guest I've ever had on the show. And I had to tell her this. I didn't know what to anticipate. You never know. Some people like to come late. But yes, Charlotte, we didn't get that with you. She's a multi-award winning entrepreneur. And I thought it was very special that she had the time to come join me on radio today. We tried to get her in last month for International Women's Month, but this is what her schedule led us out to be, so it's fine. She's also the CEO of Sevensixagency. We're going to get into a bit of that. But welcome my guest today. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is this like your first time doing radio?
No, I've done a couple of radios before. Been on like Times Radio.
Yeah.
Times have a radio station. And like Heart FM and stuff like that, but not like normal people. Radio.
Have you done live one though?
Yeah, I've done no, I've never done live with someone, but I've always done like the call, which I feel like the call-ins are harder because you can't see anyone. Yeah. And then you've got someone that comes on, you're like, they talk to you and then they go, okay, cool, bye. And then you're on the radio and you're like, oh God, okay. But yeah, so this is
the
nice.
First one in person.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. I mean, just reading up on your story, I just wanted to bring you on here. Tell us a bit more about you and yourself and how you started your agency as well, which I feel like is very, very important to people, just to have more awareness about it as well, and like what you do. So yes, take it away.
I don't know. I think maybe you got my bio wrong. I run like a dance school, so I don't know what has happened there.
That's very interesting.
That's really weird. But yeah, so I run a dance school based in North London, and we are tricking you for April Fool's Day. The team made me. Did we get that? The team made me. I couldn't carry it on longer. Sorry, guys. The face.
What?
I'm sorry.
What?
Happy April Fool's Day, everybody. I'm so sorry. I saw your face there. I actually felt really bad.
I was like, what? I don't think. My head was getting hot. I was thinking, no way, Sam, you did not do this. After you stayed up and prepared, nah, there's no way.
Yeah.
But do you know what's so crazy? I forgot it was April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I was like, I can't believe I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And then when I came in, Nonke was like, so we've got an idea. And then like we went to the side, had a little chat, and now I'm like, oh, I feel awful about it. That's why I was so nervous. So I was like, don't mess this up.
Nah, my team got me good. I'm not gonna lie, I was lost. You got me good. You sold it. Your face was so shit. It was like, I don't know what you think this is. Like, I think you got the wrong vibe. You should.
Right, guys, sort it here first. Here we go.
So now the real interview.
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Sevensixagency. We are an influencer marketing agency. We are not a dance school, based in London, and we work with influencers across all categories, pairing them with brands. But our real focus is around inclusive marketing, so ensuring that there's representation in the influencer space.
I watched your interview today recently, and it was something that you said, that you mentioned that a PR agency invited you to somewhere and you were...
Yeah, so this is an ongoing, like this still hasn't even been resolved, so yeah.
Do you know what's so crazy? My question from that was literally, do you feel like that was then now? So obviously now you've started up your business and now we're in 2022.
Yeah.
Is that still very much evident, or do you feel like they've made progress over the years to like be more inclusive?
No, unfortunately not. I sit on lots of different boards and I work a lot with different like associations in the influencer space. And it's like coming to a governmental level now, and literally the diversity and inclusion issue is not really being resolved. I had a call this morning where I was like, I'm really sorry to be this person, and I understand completely where your mind is and how you want to help, but like it's 2022. This conversation was had 2 years ago. We can't just keep talking about it. There's no more data that we can show that racism still exists. Like, let's just make a change. So what I'm really trying to do is like, there's loads of data backing up. We did a report ourselves at Sevensix, with loads of data backing up that there's racial inequality and pay disparity between mainly black influencers compared to white, and also South Asian influencers compared to white, but black as always is always at the top in the UK. And we need to just fix it, you know. And I think for a lot of people of colour it's quite easy to fix in our minds. It's like, just don't do the things that you're doing that are wrong, but unfortunately there's a whole education moment that needs to take place in the industry, because it is still very white across the board.
She summed it up really. We're going to get on to how does someone who wants to get on your agency, what is the ins and outs? What do they need to have to be able to qualify to then be featured on there, and what you predominantly do for your talent on your roster?
Nice.
But before we get into that, Scissor, I hate you.
Is that a dig at me because you hate me?
No comment.
Represent.
Sweet. Shah Simone, Suspect, OTB, and obviously before that we had I Hate You, Scissor, which was fitting for after the April Fools that my team and Charlotte just did them. You don't even know them. You just came in and...
Do you know what? I'm quick to match with people. So
yeah, build rapport.
I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I vibe with you. It's cool. I'm here for it.
Not one time did you defend me in my corner. I said, I don't think I'd want to do that.
No, I looked at him and I thought, I was like, he can take it. You're a tall man. You can take it.
Oh my gosh, the stereotyping. Okay, so the question that I wanted to ask, or what I did ask before we got onto air, which we're going to dive into more, is talent. Your roster, your agency, is there specific talent that you look for? And if there was talent out there that I probably listen to right now, how do they even get onto your radar? How do they approach you? What's the right methods of going about just, you signing them? How do you go through?
So we work in different ways. So we have our roster of talent that we look after exclusively. That's really small. We rarely add to it because we're a really small team. But how do I say? If you're looking for an agent and you feel like you're at the stage where you need one, that's when we would suggest you speak to us. So if you head to the site, you can fill out the contact form or just email hello@sevensixagency.com and message us. But to be at that stage, I think it's really important to kind of know where you're at. So look at your following, look at your numbers, your engagement, figure out as much as you may feel that in the future you could be amazing, right this minute, are you there? Do you have what brands want to pay for right now? And I think sometimes,
great question.
Yeah, sometimes we get confused with what we know we can do and what we're actually doing. So that's one thing I will say. And then the other side to the agency is the network. So that is an influencer network open to all influencers, and we're launching a slightly new side to it on Tuesday next week. So head to our site, sevensixagency.com, to have a look at it. But it's essentially for all influencers, and it's an educational piece to get you where you need to go.
Is that an exclusive that you just dropped?
It is actually. I haven't told anyone yet, so... Yeah.
You just made up for the April Fools.
No, I didn't. Please go to the site. Yeah, you're the first. We've got some press coming out next week, but you're the first.
Okay, we love it.
Heard it here first.
How did the name come about? That's what I wanted to know. I'm always intrigued how when people start businesses, how do they come up with their name?
Yeah.
Does it have a specific meaning behind it? Is it something that they just stumbled upon, and why they started to roll with it?
Names are hard. No,
yes.
My name has meaning, and names are really hard. It took 3 months for me to figure out what I wanted to call the business, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I take things seriously. I started an agency that's focused around representation. It was for my people. I didn't want to do it sloppily. I didn't want to do it half asked. I don't know if you can say that online.
No, you can't, but
sorry.
It's all right. We apologize.
I couldn't think of another way of saying it.
I apologize.
Sorry.
It's fine.
But the name 76 actually is a nod to the 1976 Race Relations Act, which that forms part of the Equality Act of 2010 now. But it basically means that you, within business, cannot be discriminatory against someone's race. And that's literally what my business is about. So, yeah, it's got some serious meaning. But then I made it 76 to make it a bit cooler. Because you don't want it to be too deep.
Did you just come up with that by yourself as well?
Yeah. So I saw a lot of agencies had numbers, and I sat with my fiance, and we were going through all these different names, and I was with my best friend. I was texting her, and I was like, I'm Jamaican, and I was like, oh, we could do some patois kind of sayings and stuff, and she was like, Charlotte, you're going too deep now, this is not going to work. So I was like, okay, cool, what can we do? And then Emilio, my partner, was like, let's look at numbers. Is there any numbers that really make sense for you? And I was like, oh yeah, the Race Relations Act, because I at the time was doing so much research for the business. And 76 was a big moment in political history for the UK. So here we are.
I just had to add that effect because I thought that was amazing.
I appreciate that.
We're going to get in this one question before we get into the next song. How did your time at Hello Kitty and Moa Nails, and how was that time for you, and how did that help you in terms of you being on your journey and then landing, obviously, your agency now?
Both jobs were amazing, genuinely. Like, I always say Hello Kitty was my favourite job of all time. Like, I'm a massive Hello Kitty fan. I love, like, weird character brands. I got to go to Tokyo. I worked back and forth from London and Milan. Like, it was a good job. I left to go to WAR. Obviously, at the time, I don't know if everyone knows what WAR Nails is, but WAR was a cult salon in Soho, created by Sharmadean Reed, who is a beauty tech entrepreneur, and actually now just tech entrepreneur. And that was a really important moment for me. I wasn't there for long because I went freelance really shortly after joining. But being in that space was so different because, first of all, I had 2 black bosses. Female black bosses. Never in my life have I had a black boss, let alone a female black boss. So that was really important to me. The space was so female heavy and female led, and it just really shook me into like a different mindset. I just didn't know that this could even exist. So that was really important to me. And also, I've never seen entrepreneurship in that way. And Sharmadean is a very impressive woman, and I think a lot of women, specifically young black women, see her and just idolize her. But I got to work with her, and that at the time I had a few friends who had started businesses who were a bit older as well, and I was like, oh, I can do this. I didn't know that I could. I'm like a working class girl from like just outside of London. My parents are just like normal people. I didn't realize that I could start like a successful business. Like, agencies seemed very much out of reach for me, but then that few months, I think I was there for 6 months, showed me that I could do it. So I was like, oh, okay.
If you have any questions for Charlotte, she's still here with me. We've got a game specifically designed for her.
Oh no. If it's about influencers, you're gonna show me up, because I have a team. Remember, they do that stuff. I'm just there. I'm
no
the
problem.
face.
You be installed.
Oh no.
You'll know soon enough. Let's get into this brand new song. Nicki Minaj featuring Fabio Foreign, We Go Up. Nicki's verse on this, incredible.
New Music Fridays with Samueleni on Drive Time.
From 5 p.m. Love you. Lots. We got one more question, then we're going to get into the game. And of course, the mix that I've been dying to play for you from a good friend of mine, Alia Lauren. She'll be seeing at the show. Heavy. Yeah, this question, I thought it needed to be asked. You're in that space. You know what it is to be an owner, to be a founder, to start your business from the ground up and watch it step by step and have a process. But social media makes it feel like it's something that's very easy when it's not. So I think the question is, how hard was it for you to even start your business, and what is it that you feel like social media does that doesn't really show people about the ins and outs of being an entrepreneur?
So, right, it wasn't actually hard for me to start because...
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry, it wasn't hard for me to start because I run a social media focused business.
Yeah.
So everything's digital. I don't need any startup capital. I could have done it. I didn't do it as a side hustle, but I could have done it as a side hustle. That was all fine. But running a business at the scale that I do is hard and is never spoken about. So things like when you get an office, you don't just get an office. You then have to sort out your water bills. It's like getting a house, but things like your council tax, you pay rates and stuff. It's never just like one price. You have a team. You legally have to get to a point where you have to put them on PAYE and pay them their tax, insurance, their pension. That is stressful. And I was speaking to someone this morning and saying that shift between having a freelance contractor and then having them as a full-time employee that you pay all of that stuff, the weight that puts on you. Because the way I said it to one of my team last year was like, so if I can't pay your salary for whatever reason, one day we just stop functioning, or a client doesn't pay and there's no money in the bank account for whatever reason, if I can't pay you, then you can't pay your rent or for your food or for your life. It's not just like fun, because sometimes you're in the office and it's fun and you're like, you forget that you've got a job. But this is like, no, this is serious. Like, as much as everyone else is having fun, like, you're like the grown up.
Yeah.
Even though
You're
like I
always
look
thinking.
about 12, I'm like all of a sudden this like grown up that has fun with everyone, takes everyone for after work drinks and stuff, but then also it's like, oh, you know, one day something could go wrong, and then that's always like in the back of your mind, which also gives you the kind of drive to make sure it doesn't go wrong, and touch wood, nothing has gone wrong so far, but it's always there, and that stress can actually eat you alive. So there's that. And also just social media makes everything look so easy, and if you don't have the right contacts, or you generally don't know people, especially in my space, which is very male dominated, very white male and middle-aged dominated, like influencers aren't men generally, or there are lots of men influencers, I take that back, but it's a very female heavy industry. But if you look behind the scenes, senior management are all men. The C-suite, the directors, the people in the boardrooms, they're all men. And I don't look like them. So I'm very much not taken seriously. I have to mention my age in every meeting just to make sure people know that I'm a grown-up. Yeah. I'm engaged, and I feel like just having that ring makes me feel like I'm a bit older, because they know like, oh, she's definitely above like 21. Yeah. Because, you know, you can get married at whatever age, but like it's a big thing. And I don't know, there's just a lot that goes into it.
That's crazy. Thank you for breaking that down. Thank you for coming through. Before you leave, obviously, we're going to play this game. It's called Samfabet. Okay. And you're the first person to play this.
Oh, great.
Yes, fantastic. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy this. But before we get you on to play the game, Coffee just released a brand new album called Gifted. And here's one of the songs called Where I'm From. It's time for the game, the new game called Samfabet. Ah, yes. Charlotte, you're the first person to play this.
Great. Thank you so much.
Why do you not sound excited?
Because I hate being put on the spot. It's like my worst nightmare. Okay. Don't judge me, anyone.
It's fine.
This is Samfabet, the word game that comes at you fast, seeing how many letters you can get through in a limited time.
You got that?
Yep.
So 60 seconds will be on the clock. And obviously, since you work in marketing, you've worked with a lot of brands. So I thought, let's go through the letters of the alphabet. Samfabet.
Samfabet. Okay.
Yes, let's go through the letters of the Samfabet. And you're going to name the beauty brands, specifically beauty brands, going from A to whatever letter you can end on in 60 seconds.
Cool.
Let me have the timer on my phone. You don't sound excited.
No, I'm really bad. Anyone who has ever worked with me will know I'm really bad at remembering just like names and things. I can remember, if you spoke to me 10 years ago, I remember what you wore and everything you said to me. But if you asked me for the name of the person, I'd be like, I'm just not good at that. But we got this.
We've got this.
Look at this multitasking you're doing.
I know, it's incredible. All right. I'm going to start you off.
Okay.
I'm going to set the timer. In 3, 2, 1. A.
Avon.
B.
Beauty Bay.
C.
Cult Beauty.
D.
Dizziac.
E.
Drunk Elephant. Can I have that one? Go on.
F. It's just on the tip of it.
I don't think there is a beauty brand that begins with an F.
No?
No.
None?
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Yeah, dumb.
Okay, we'll go on to the next one. G.
Glossier.
Ooh. L.
G, F, G, H.
Is it H?
E, F, G,
sure?
H. I'll take L.
It's H. Go on.
H. Hello Kitty for any beauty brand that they've ever done.
Okay. K.
K. Oh, this is so hard. I want to say Kimai. No. That's...
7 seconds.
5.
4.
I don't know anyone.
3.
Ruka, but they're an R, but they have a K in them. That's hard.
That was hard, wasn't it?
Oh, I wish you gave me like a day of preparation.
No, because that defeats the purpose of you being put on the spot. So you got onto letter R. No,
well, I didn't. I got onto K.
You got onto K.
But we could say, if we put me to R.
You could put K. Let's be honest. Because for the next person that comes on, they're going to have to try and do better and beat K.
Oh, they're going to do such better job than me.
Did you feel like you did better than you expected?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Being put on the spot?
Yeah.
It's not nice being put on the spot,
is it? It's not. I'm really sorry. It's my just desserts, guys.
It's fine though. You came on, you came through, and thank you for actually participating and coming on the show. Talent, I guess I'll just send them your way.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for amazing people.
Remind us again what's happening next week.
Next week, we are opening up the 76 Influencer Network and the Hub. So if you head to our site, Sevensixagency.com, you'll be able to see everything that we've got going on and sign up and start making your influencer dreams come true.
Sign up and start making your influencer dreams. Let's get me gassed right now.
Are you the first person to sign up?
Do you know what? Let's talk about that off air. Yeah, millions, not gonna lie. And then after that, we've got Alia, Lauren, with the guest mix, taking you through to 7 p.m. And after that, we have DJ Dynamic taking over from 7 p.m. onwards. Not gonna lie, millions.